about this idea of little successes. Like, is that a way for you to, maybe build some momentum towards the moment of writing or creative? Like, is that kind of the idea behind it?
Exactly, yeah. And I actually got this from my friend Randy Wallace, who wrote Braveheart and has done
Oh,
directed a bunch of
wow.
other things. And this is kind of his concept and it's like from the minute he gets up, he's looking ahead to the moment when he's got to either start writing or start directing or start doing something. And that's, a couple hours away, a few hours away. And so between now and then, he's trying to put together a string of little successes to kind of get momentum going. He's a guy who he actually works out with Laird Hamilton, the surfer,
Oh,
the big
wow.
wave
Yeah.
surfer, where they do that stuff where they're actually in Laird's swimming pool underwater, holding their breath and doing, whatever, lifting weights. But so
Oh, that's cool.
but Randy even counts like brushing his teeth. He calls that a little success. Getting dressed is a little success. Having a little breakfast, but he's aiming for that moment. So he's trying to get momentum going. And by the time he's finished working out, take a shower, he can look and he say to himself, wow, I've already had a great day already, and then he has momentum going. But I just want to say one thing for anybody who's listening to this, because I may sound as I'm talking like this, like I've got it knocked and I know what I'm doing, but I'm in the middle of a tremendous fight with resistance right now. It's really kicking my ass. And I've had to like over the last, even just the last 3 days, I've had to do just what you're saying, Frank. I've had to say, I have got to get up at a certain time. I've allowed myself to get slack. I've sloughed off, I've fucked off, and I'm sort of trying to put it together, 1 minute at a time, 1 day at a time, and get back into a groove that I need to be in. And one of the things I'm telling myself is that it takes a month, as you know, to form a new habit. And I've
Mm.
fallen into a bad habit, and so I'm just thinking each day I'm going to try to a building block of each day to get back into a groove that I've fallen out of. So I'm not immune to any of this stuff by any means, even after 50 years of doing this shit.
No, and thank you for sharing that. I mean, we talked about it when we were first brought up resistance. Like, it never goes away. And I actually have a podcast. One of our recent episodes 2 weeks ago, I had the great Dr. Caroline Leaf, who is one of the leading researchers in neuroplasticity, which is the ability,
Uh-huh.
to change your brain and then the mind body connection. And he said there, it takes a month. Her latest research is actually showing it's 3 cycles of 21 minimum. So actually 63 days to develop that
Wow.
habit and actually hardwire it into your brain. And talking about these little wins and little successes, a lot of what we do here is built around neuroscience and just kind of talking about dopamine. Dopamine is that feel good chemical. Like when we're in pursuit of our goals, when we're in the pursuit of doing something that we've set for ourselves, that's when we get those little dopamine hits. So by creating those little successes or those little wins, like brushing your teeth, like it sounds funny, like I'm going to acknowledge myself as a win. You're actually giving yourself a dopamine hit, and it's a feel good chemical. So you kind of turn on the positive emotions. So we can talk about it from the idea, but it's if you take it a layer deeper, it's 100% supported by
Uh,
neuroscience. So I absolutely
that's
absolutely love
great. I
that.
didn't
And
realize that. There's something behind this.